Hey Quad Bros, what's going on guys? Welcome back here to another video. I'm glad to have you guys back. I recently saw Enlightened Enlisted's video on the top 5 weapons in Normandy for the Allies, and I was inspired. If you guys want to check out his video, definitely check that out in the top right of your screen. I'll also have a link to Enlightened's channel down in the description below. Definitely check him out, guys. But I'm going to be doing something a little bit different than Enlightened. Instead of the top 5 Allied weapons, I'm instead going to do the best weapons of each class for both sides of the campaign in Normandy. So the best bolt action for both sides, the best, SMG overall between the two sides, and so on and so forth. So we're going to be starting off with the bolt action rifles, and let's jump right into it. So there's a lot of bolt actions in Normandy, right? There's about 6 for either side, I believe. 3 for each side, I should say. And this was kind of a hard decision. It came down between 2 guns, the base Kar 98 and this here, the Lee Enfield. And I gotta say, guys, I have to give it to the Lee Enfield. The Lee Enfield is just such a monstrous gun. It hits hard. It has the best damage drop-off of any gun in the game, so it'll hit hard at just about any distance, It is unbelievable. I love the iron sights of this gun. Having 10 rounds in the clip is fantastic. You can just go on such killing sprees with it, and it still bolts quickly. If you're able to get a fully upgraded Lee Enfield and then also get the increased bolt action fire rate, I would take that over any semi-auto. And I would honestly, I might take that over something, even something crazy like an FG42 at times, because this thing at medium range with those perks will just take down anyone. It is just, it makes lasers look inaccurate. That's how accurate this gun is. It's crazy. I love this weapon. I think it's just such a fantastic gun. It's a blast to use. I have in the past gone and just put entire squads of guys with Lee Enfields. That's how much I love this gun. Just because I think at times I think it's better than an M1 Garand. I really do. So this gun, guys, I love it. I think it's the best bolt action in Normandy, and I think it's borderline the best bolt action in the game. For semi-auto weapons, guys, surprising absolutely no one, we've got the FG42. Now, this is in Berlin. I do not have the gun in Normandy. Normandy is actually my least played campaign for the Axis, because I don't like getting bombed by P-47s all day. So I don't really play Normandy as the Axis, but I do have it in Berlin. And, I mean, it should come to no surprise to anyone that this is the best semi-auto weapon in the game. I mean, it's so accurate. It can be switched to fully automatic if you're breaching into a building. It one-shots at just about any range. It has a lightning-fast reload. It's got great sights on it. I mean, there's very little that is bad about this gun. In fact, the worst part about this gun is it does have fairly limited ammo. But, I mean, honestly, when you compare it to something like an M1 Garand, it doesn't even have that. Like, it has so much ammo. It just feels like you have limited ammo because of the fact that you can do so much damage with it and you just want more ammo. And not only that, but you can also just slap some large ammo bags on these guys and suddenly you have unlimited ammo. You can bring an engineer in your squad, and I mean, this gun is just unbelievable. It's such a just brutal gun to deal with. When you run into enemies running entire squads of these things, it's rough. It really, really is. So definitely have to give the semi-auto to the FG42. Now to snipers, guys, and again, to the surprise of nobody, we have the sniper FG42 coming in as the best sniper rifle in Normandy. If the FG42 is the best semi-auto rifle, then of course the sniper FG42 is going to be the best sniper rifle. I feel like this is kind of a cop-out to even say this as the best sniper, but I mean, that it is a sniper. It's only used on snipers, so there's not much I can really do there. If you want an honorable mention, I'm gonna have to give it to the Gewehr sniper over the M1 Garand sniper, simply because the extra ammo and the reload speed is a little bit better on the Gewehr over the M1 Garand. So if you care about that, there you go on that. But of course, the sniper FG42, and again, I don't have footage of this because I don't have the gun. But it's just an FG42 with like a telescopic sight on it, and it can shoot people from forever away, and it's insane. So there you go. Let's move on to non-FG42 weapons. So I think this is what I'm going to get the most flack about. I think this is the most controversial opinion that I'm going to have in this video, and it is that I think the Browning A2 is actually better than the MG34, and definitely better than the MG42. And I'll tell you guys why. It has to do with the fact that the fire rate of the MG34 and the MG42, for that matter, I think is actually too fast for its magazine size. It makes it too hard to aim at medium to long range unless you're prone. It makes it, the weapon is too bulky in my opinion, and I think the reload time is just too long for those 50 rounds. What ends up happening is you'll maybe be able to wipe out a squad, but oftentimes you'll end up killing like maybe half the squad or just part of the squad or something like that, and you won't be able to effectively kill off the entire squad before you have to reload, and you'll get caught out reloading. Or even at medium range, it just fires too fast to be able to take down targets, in my opinion. While the BAR, when you put on this auto slow mode, look at that. You can fire so accurately at even medium to long ranges, and the gun becomes just such a monstrous weapon at that range. And even up close and personal, you can take it off the auto fire mode, or excuse me, the slow fire mode, and it'll still just shred enemies. So I got to give it to the A2 here, guys. I think that this gun is just unbelievably fantastic to use. It's amazing. And I think that the MG34 just can't quite beat it out. I do think the 75 round MG34 in Berlin beats it out, but we don't have that in Normandy. And so as such, I'm going to give it to the A2 here. Now for the SMGs, of course, the most iconic weapon of the Allied forces, I would say. Maybe the Garand is a little bit more, but either way, one of the most iconic weapons of World War II, surely, is the M1A1 Thompson. Come in for the best of the best for the SMGs. This gun is fantastic. It is so fun to use. It hits hard. It is accurate at close quarters. Its hip fire is great. I love its sights. It does struggle at medium range, but I mean, most SMGs do, aside from the MP40 and the grease gun. And boy, oh boy, if you need a gun in Normandy to clear a bunker, whew, this thing is your friend. You can see at close range, this thing just destroys enemies. It will just blow people away. If you're able to get inside a bunker and you need to clear an objective, I mean, this thing is what you need. This is your friend. This is your best friend, honestly. Screw grenades. You don't need them. Just hit fire with this gun, and you'll be able to take anything down that's in your way. So here it is, the best of the best SMGs, the M1A1 Thompson. Very briefly, these next two guys, AT, you got to give it to the Piat. I mean, as of right now, we don't have bazookas, we don't have Panzer Shreks, so you got to give it to the Piat because it's only the Piat and it's only the Sturm pistol. And truth be told, the Piat can actually kill tanks, and the Sturm pistol really can't most of the time. So, of course, we give it to the Piat. The Piat is great. It's pretty unwieldy and can at times be hard to use, but if you do hit an enemy tank, you can actually kill it, as opposed to, again, the Sturm pistol, which really doesn't kill tanks in most situations, unless you really know where you're shooting and you're probably at least semi-lucky. Okay, shotguns. There's one of them in the game. It's the Winchester shotgun, and it's terrible, but it's also the only one in the game, so there you go. I actually forgot this gun was in the game because this gun is really, really bad. It was actually bad before they nerfed shotguns, and now they nerf shotguns, and so this thing is just absolutely garbage. And you can see I'm in the practice range because I forgot to record any footage for this gun because it's just so unbelievably awful. So congrats to the Winchester shotgun for being the only weapon in Normandy of a weapon class that sucks. So good job, I guess. For tanks here, guys, we have the Jumbo Sherman, the M4A3E2, I believe, or maybe it's E3, whatever the hell it is. It's the Jumbo Sherman. I hope I don't have to explain to you guys, for the most part, why this tank is the best tank. I mean, it's borderline unkillable. It probably shouldn't be even in the game at this level, possibly even in the game at all, but it is, so we're going to be ranking it here, and this thing is just unstoppable. I mean, the HE on this thing is incredible. Its AP can take on any tank that the Germans can throw at it, while its frontal armor is impossible to take down. You can see the machine guns are crazy. The HE is crazy. God forbid you are against an entire team of Puma users who can't do anything, because the HE of this tank is actually big enough to just outright kill Pumas. And I don't know what else to say about this thing. I mean, you're unkillable. If you know what you're doing in this thing, really you can't die if you're just playing back. I mean, in this actual footage here, I never died. Your really only threat is tanks, or excuse me, planes, not tanks. Tanks are no threat to you. A good Panzer IV tanker does know how to take these things on head on, but most of the tankers in this game don't even have the Panzer IV unlocked, let alone actually know how to take on a Jumbo Sherman. So this thing, again, is borderline unkillable, In this actual footage here, I never died in it. I got out of the tank because I ran out of HE rounds. And that's not the first time this happens to me. It's actually pretty often that that happens. So again, guys, this tank is basically unstoppable. No one really can kill you unless they know what they're doing, or you royally fuck up. So congrats to the Jumbo for being in the game when it probably shouldn't be. I don't know why this isn't the 76 Sherman. Time to talk about planes. And the best plane, of course, goes to the P-47D, the Thunderbolt, the poster child for why planes are broken, and the core reason why I do not play Normandy, guys. I actually had to take a shower after I finished recording this footage for you guys because this plane makes you feel dirty to play because it's just not fair. It's basically cheating, the amount of damage that you can do. I'm sure a non-zero amount of players in this game rage quit because of me being in this plane with just how frustrating it can be to deal with, just shooting 2 rockets and getting 8 kills for free. Excuse me, 10 kills. That was 10 kills there. So this plane is just broken. And I don't mean broken in the sense of the Jumbo being broken, where it's just overpowered. I mean broken in the sense of this plane fundamentally does not work in this game. And I think that this is not the only plane, but I think that this is definitely the poster child for why, you know, planes are broken right now in Enlisted. I mean, this plane, you really can't shoot it down most of the time. And even if you do, you didn't really solve anything because someone else is just going to spawn in it. Or that same guy's just going to spawn in it. Or they'll spawn in an A20 and keep shooting you. Anyway, we're not ranting about it. We're not ranting about planes. But this plane is insane. I mean, you get 10 rockets that will nuke anything they land near. You get a 500-pound bomb that is like dropping 2 nukes anywhere near anything, you know. And it really is. It's unbelievable how powerful this plane is. It certainly beats out any of the other planes. The Ju-188 is incredibly powerful, but can't hold a candle to this plane. Let's be real here, guys. So we got to give it to the P-47D. It is truly the best plane, probably in Enlisted overall, let alone in Normandy. So that's it, guys. Those are all the different weapons rated. We're not doing flamethrowers and we're not doing pistols because flamethrowers are identical and pistols are mostly irrelevant and it's not really worth talking about them. So that is all, guys. Let me know in the comments, do you guys think that I'm off base here, or do you guys think that I'm pretty on point with these weapon ratings? I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts, and also let me know how you think Normandy stacks up to the other campaigns. Do you think that the Lee Enfield is better than, you know, the Winchester from Moscow, or alternatively, do you think the Thompson still beats out the PPSH? I'm not sure. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts, so let me know down below, or come let me know over at my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/HeyQuadro. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts over there and have you guys chilling out in the stream, and also love to have you in our community Discord. The link for all of that stuff, guys, is down in the description below, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.